All right, Coach Grossner, we're finally here. It's game week, 2 days away from the kickoff of the county line clash. How's everything going so far in preparation?
It's been a good camp, pretty much injury-free. A couple nicks here and there. Hopefully the guys will play Saturday. We're ready to play. After 20-something practices and 3 weeks of football, the kids are excited. You always have your worries as a coaching staff. Or did we prepare them physically, and are we in shape? The weather's been off and on. We had a hot week, then we had a nice week this week. So, my job is to condition them. Of course, you don't want to run them to where their legs are heavy. So, hopefully, we did the right thing there. And then we've got some new faces playing. We've got on both sides of football. We got some guys that are going to have to step in and play their first game for the Wildcats, and hopefully, all in all, we're ready to go. I think we are. We're excited about the opportunity.
Coach, how about those newcomers? How have they adjusted, to your scheme, your defensive scheme with Coach Thorne, offensive play calling with Regalado, things like that?
From a standpoint, I kind of gauge that sometimes on retention. Everybody that started camp with us is still with us. So obviously they've enjoyed their experience so far. They've accepted the coaching. Our coaches are excited about some of the guys that are going to step in and play, and so I think we got a nice team chemistry, and those guys have learned the scheme well enough in the 3-week period that they're ready to go perform Saturday.
Coach, let's talk about Ottawa a little bit. What do you expect to see from them come Saturday?
Good football team. On paper, just looking at them, they got to replace a lot of guys on defense. Looks like they're going to have a few transfers in some positions. It looks like a corner, Eric Brown, looks like a good guy on paper. Has played well played at Fresno State and then Texas San Antonio. Got a safety transfer that looks like a good football player. Nose guard that's a transfer. They've got a couple guys that played against us. I think they're replacing 9 guys on defense. So there's some mystery there. Scheme's going to be the same. Homoka's still there. He's done a nice job with their defense. So we know what to expect. It's just physically, what are they going to present? And then offensively, I think real good quarterback, looks like a 2-year starter at a junior college in California. And then they've got a tailback that was at Fort Scott here and was a starter in the Jayhawk Conference and did well, produced some really good numbers. He's a big guy, Lundy, 6 foot, 230. So he's gonna run downhill at us. That tells me, hey, big back coming downhill at us. And then I think their quarterback has proven he can throw the football, and they've got a group of receivers similar to us that are very capable, and then they've got an All-American at one receiver position. So, I think it's going to come down to offensive line play. Our offensive line is athletic and good, but they're inexperienced in some areas. So I'm excited to see us play and see how they play in a game situation, and then our defensive line against their offensive line is going to be a great matchup, and I think those are some keys to the game.
This being the first week, you guys have been practicing against each other. They've had scrimmages, things like that. Now it's time to go up against, an opponent and play for real on Saturday. How do you get your guys to, not come in nervous or too excited? How do you get them to come in and just play their game?
The way you practice, we practice with some pretty good tempo, especially this past week, so we've upped that tempo. Once our guys understand the schemes, we can kind of speed it up and try to get it to game speed. You can never practice to game speed. There's going to be an adrenaline rush with these guys. No huddle presents some things. They're a no huddle type offense. We try to show that in practice, but are we going to allow them to have a 10-play drive or a 3 and out? No huddle can backfire on you as well. If you're not moving the football, your defense is on the field quite a bit. So there's some elements there that we just got to wait to the game and see how our guys react to it. You have a good point there. I always worry about our guys being too up. That's my job on Friday night, rah speech and talk about the ball game and what the expectations are. But then Saturday, are they mentally prepared when we go to eat together and walk through? And just from what I've seen with this group, there's great chemistry. They have a purpose, they have a focus, and I feel like mistake-free football, we're going to be pretty good.
Final question for you, Coach. This is the county line clash, the big rival with Ottawa. Talk about what you've seen around town and just the emotions you've noticed and what you're looking forward to most on Saturday.
Yeah, this has been a nice game that we've brought back in the past few years, and the crowds, both their place and our place, have been great, and I expect that again. I know our town is kind of opening up at about noon on Saturday for a 6 o'clock start, and we're going to do some things downtown. Some of the local boosters and restaurants and support have put together a fun atmosphere for the fans and the families that are coming to watch their kids. And then our tailgate, you know, Kansas State Bank puts on a huge tailgate with our alumni people and our parents, and that'll get going at about 4 o'clock. So by game time, I expect a great crowd. Two good teams right now on paper playing each other, number 15th in the country and number 18 in the country. What a great first matchup. You know, a little history. We're number 2 all time in victories in the NAI, and Ottawa is number 3. So what more could you ask for an opener? 15 miles apart. Our players respect their team, but you know, of course, with a rivalry, you don't like each other. Both teams want to win, and it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you.